Hey everyone, Dark here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to part 2 of my level up series. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, make sure you check it out. The link is in the description. Go watch that, then come back to this video and let's catch up. So check it out. We have over 50 amber. Now that's what we need for this part 2 is 50 total amber. We're going to end up getting the thick skin and the intense focus again because we are going to be doing a couple caves that we need the thick skin for, and we definitely want intense focus for it. Since part 1, I have been logging on every now and then whenever I can to go ahead and watch an amber ad, collect some of that amber. So I've already got one level up just from logging in because I'm still, only level 51, soon to be 52. I went ahead and spawned over here. This is where you want to spawn. You can also spawn near Hidden Lake as well if this area is too packed with like bases and alphas and whatnot. But essentially we want to be where the grassy hot areas meet the snow because we're going to be taming a wolf. Now if you follow the directions at the end of my last video, you should actually already have some grapples put together as well as a wolf already tamed. So if you already have that, you're going to have the first part of this covered, but we're going to go to get caught up. We're going to go tame that wolf, get some metal put together for the grapples, and go through it that way. But like I said, if you've already done that, great, good for you. You're a little bit ahead of the game. And also, you should have had some time to probably explore a little bit, because when you're watching these amber ads, you want to make sure you're exploring your server, exploring the island, checking out what base is where, who's built where, and just overall playing a little bit. So anyways, let's go ahead and get some resources put together. I'm going to skip through this a little bit so you guys don't have to watch the process of basically farming up trank arrows, farming up some metal, that type of stuff. In both this area as well as the Hidden Lake area, you can get nearby metal without too much effort. So I will go ahead and skip ahead through some of this. Alright guys, so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on the taming of the wolf and getting the grapples put together, but just so you are aware, I am on an easy server and I am also not purchasing any of the crafting stations. If you have the amber to purchase the amber stations, it makes it way quicker. Also, you need to do 2 pursuits, especially if you're on a medium server and above. I'm on an easy server. I could technically do this without these 2 pursuits, but it'll be a lot easier if I do the pursuits, and that is the Hunt Dilo and the Hunt Mega Piranha. The Hunt Dilo will give us a Ascendant bow that we can use to knock out the wolf pretty easily. All we got to do is blow the wolf, shoot like a few trank arrows into its head, knocked out, no problem. The Hunt Mega Piranha is for the Soothing Bomb, and like I said, if you're on a medium server and up, you're going to want that Soothing Bomb. If you're on an easy server like I am now, you don't really need it because the max wild level is 30, but I want to go ahead and get it just to kind of show you guys that you can do it and that it's still pretty easy even if you have higher levels. Even if you're on a medium server, just do those 2 pursuits and you'll be good to go on taming that wolf. Alright guys, so we are almost ready to go tame a wolf. We're just putting some tranks together and then we'll be good to go. And then we're going to go knock out the wolf before we go get the Soothing Bomb from the Mega Piranha pursuit. Now I've already started the pursuit, just kind of get a head start on it, because I don't want to have to search for 5 Mega Piranhas in the snow. So I already have, I think it's 3 or 4 killed already, so I only have to kill 1 or 2. But once we find a wolf and knock it out, then we'll go kill a couple Mega Piranhas, get the Soothing Bomb, and tame it right up with regular raw meat. It's either going to be, I think it's just going to be 1, honestly, because this is going to be less than level 30 that we find. Actually, if you look guys, we already got another level. So just from, putting stuff together and crafting stuff, we've already got a level up. And you'll notice this too, when you guys are at these lower levels, level ups come pretty easily as you're just playing the game. So anyways, we're almost to the wolf. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. Alright, so the wolf that I found is knocked out. It's a level 16, and then I'm just going to go ahead and kill this Mega Piranha. There we go. Now we should get the bomb, and as you can tell, I am starving, I am cold, I'm probably going to die. There we go, got the bomb. So what I'm going to do is quickly tame this guy, and then I'm just going to let myself die, and I'm going to respawn in the sleeping bag that I put nearby. That way I get full food, full health, and I should be good to go from there. So I will see you in a bit. Alright guys, so the wolf is now tamed and I have gone ahead and ran all the way over to Swamp Cave. That's where you should go first. Swamp Cave is going to give you a lot of experience. You want to do it first, and you're going to need thick skin, and you're going to need intense, well, you don't need intense focus, but you really should get intense focus. That way you get the most experience possible. Now, when you go through this cave, especially when you're first starting out with a brand new wolf, it's going to be a little difficult at first, okay? You don't have a well-bred wolf, you don't have high health or high damage, so take it kind of slow. You have an hour with that intense focus, okay? And ideally we can save it for the next cave we're going to do. Doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes the cave takes a little longer. Some of these creatures, usually the creatures don't spawn this high up, but we already do have one up here. And as you can see, I'm not doing much damage to it. Some of these creatures take a while to kill with a wild tamed wolf. Now, I'm on an easy server like what I was telling you before, so this wolf was wild level 16 and came out to just barely over level 20. Okay, so super low level, and the creatures in here are going to spawn up to level 150 on an easy server. So for me, this is going to be kind of difficult to get through on an easy server. If you're on a medium server, the max wild level that you can tame is 150, and the wild creatures inside these caves will be maximum 300. So only up to twice as much as what your level is, and because you're taming effect in this, if you actually found a high level wolf and tamed it, you might have one over level 200, so you should have a much easier time with it. It'll be a little bit quicker, but it'll still be tough if it's a brand new wolf. That's just the way it is. So you just really want to take it slow. I'm actually using my bow when I can, just because it'll be a little bit faster, because I'll do more damage with it, honestly. And on top of that, because it is a low level wolf, I do have very low stamina, so as you could also tell, I ran out of stamina, or come close to running out of stamina. So I want to make sure while I'm going through here that I really keep an eye on that. I got to keep an eye on my health, keep an eye on my stamina, and my torpor. I don't know how high my torpor is going to go while I'm going through this with such a low level wolf, but if my health gets low enough, I will force feed meat in order to reheal it. And as you can see, I don't even know what I should level, because most levels aren't going to do enough to make a huge difference. But yeah, easy server is definitely going to be, I think, more difficult for this, believe it or not. If you're on a medium server, this should be much more easy. Anyways, though, the goal here is basically to get to the artifact, and let's go ahead and check our experience too, just so we're at 28,000, guys, and we should get a pretty decent sized chunk from this cave. Now, the two things, when we grab an Explorer Note, because we're definitely going to want to grab an Explorer Note before we leave the cave with the artifact. You get the experience, just like that Hunter Cave, you get the experience when you leave the cave with the artifact. So we want to make sure that we have that Explorer Note before we leave. So once we get the artifact, we're going to go get an Explorer Note, then leave the cave. The other part of it, though, is, and to be totally honest, I don't actually know which way it is. I don't know if when you leave the cave with the artifact, if you're on a tame, if the tame will get the experience points over you, or if you have to split it with the tame. I don't know if that happens or not. So every time I leave a cave, I've never actually tested it because it was a one-time deal. Whenever I leave a cave, I get off my tame, then I leave the cave. The reason I suspect that it might split the experience is because when you get an Explorer Note while you're on your tame, you don't get the Explorer Note, your tame does. So also, when we're getting the Explorer Note, we want to make sure we jump off the tame to get that Explorer Note and then jump back on the tame. Okay, because we don't need to level our wolf up, we want to level our character up. So that's super important that you guys pay attention to. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and get through this, and again, because I have a low level, I'm going to have to constantly keep an eye on my weight as well. So I'm going to have to make sure I'm dropping stuff, not getting overweight. Now, also, when you're doing this cave, I'm going to probably just try to go straight for the artifact to get the chunk of EXP and kind of show you guys that it's not too difficult to get it. But if you are on a medium server and up, if you have a little bit of a stronger wolf, I definitely suggest killing everything. Don't try to run through it, don't skip any parts, just kill everything, because you actually get a decent chunk of experience when you kill this stuff, even when you're killing it from your wolf. I mean, you can probably gain 10 levels just from killing everything in here pretty easily. But this wolf just is not strong enough to go through that. We'd be here for an hour. And the whole point of this is to level up quickly. Another option you do have, guys, and this is for all the difficulties, is if you want to wait for more amber, if you want to purchase amber, if you want to have more amber to use and make this quicker and more efficient, save up about 100 amber or so, and when you are going to look for a wolf, instead of finding a wolf in the snow, go to the hard ice cave. We're not going to do that cave yet, by any means. That's a harder cave. We're not going to do it yet. But go in there, kill a wolf, take the implant, revive it, and tame it. Reviving it will cost amber, but the wolf is going to be max level 150 wild because it came out of the cave. So you can find one, and that's on an easy server, guys. It's going to be max level of what the caves are going to be. So a medium server is 300 max level. The point though is you can get a higher level wolf if you can pay the amber to revive that implant that you have to find. And then you have to go tame an obelisk, because obviously you're not going to have a revival platform. So, but even an obelisk, it should be pretty easy to tame, as long as you have a bola and that ascendant bow with the trank arrows. You spiders are gonna die. Hiya! Hiya! Rough! Rough! Take that, and that, and that. Alright, so we are almost to the artifact. We are in the pathway up here. And by the way, guys, I'm not showing you guys the whole pathway through the swamp cave. You can search YouTube for another video if you'd like. Leave me a comment if you want me to make a video on it. I probably eventually will, to be honest. But you can find the pathway. There's also a map on the wiki if you want to look on there. But for now, we're just focusing on the leveling aspect of it. So now we do have the artifact. Now we're just going to run out, and we're just going to try to run out as fast as we can. Just kidding. We need to get an explorer note first. So there's one right here. We're going to go in and get that note. Now we are going to run out. I'll try to get through everything and push through without having to fight anything, but I will skip ahead for you guys. I'll meet you at the exit. Alright, so we are at the exit now. Now the first thing I want to do is make sure, and actually you can see all the little spiders and scorpions chasing me down there. The first thing I want to do though is make sure that I don't run out on my wolf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially dismount and run out. I also want to double check. There we go, 12 times. The note is active. Should be good to go. Let's look at the current EXP. We're at 35,800 points. Let's see how many experience points we end up getting from this, how many levels we get. Check it out. There we go. Sweet. Should get some decent experience from that. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, so we got 60,000 from that. Because what did the base say, like 5,000? So 5,000 times 12, 60,000 experience points. So that should level us right up to 71, it looks like, which is awesome. I mean, if you think about it, this cave is really not that hard. You know, I had a weak wolf, so it made it a little bit more time consuming, but not too bad. And like I was telling you guys in part 1 of this series, the leveling aspect of this does not take that long, right? It's the middle ground, exploring the map, getting some stuff put together, taming a wolf. That stuff takes a little while sometimes, depending on what you have in your experience. And, that could take less time, it could take more time. That's not really part of leveling, though. That's just stuff that you're going to do in the game anyways. You should get a wolf anyways for the game, because you're going to want to get chitin from this same exact cave, right? You're going to want to go farm up tools anyways so that you can play the game and not run around naked the entire time. That's just part of it. But anyways, the leveling aspect of it is fairly quick as long as you know what steps to take and what tasks to focus on. Because you could also just try to kill stuff non-stop and it'll just take you forever if you don't know where to focus your killing. So anyways, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to run over to the Skylord Cave. That's the cave over in the top left of the map, right along the cliff of the snow and the icebergs, kind of. I'll show you guys the entrance. I'll go ahead and skip ahead to that section because it will take a little while to run over there, and I don't want you guys to have to sit through that whole entire run. And to be honest, I don't think I'm going to even actually do this in one sitting. I'm probably going to end up getting amber from the monthly primal pass and just doing this in 2 sittings just because I don't have the time in real life. But you can do this in one single intense focus because essentially all I gotta do is run over there and then do it. So I will see you guys though soon on the other side. Alright guys, so we are at the Skylord Cave. We've got the grapples ready to go. It's right over here in the little gulf top left. You have to duck to get in. I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably already done this cave before. If you haven't, I actually have a video on my channel up already on how to do this cave and to farm flak blueprints, because you get a lot of flak blueprints from tributing the artifact in here. But that's not going to be our purpose today. We're just going to be getting the experience points, which it will not be as much as the swamp cave, but it'll be decent. But always make sure you put a sleeping bag down outside this cave, because there is a chance you can die in here with a jump, with an instant death. If you've got a lot of experience, don't worry about putting your stuff outside it's pretty quick and easy. But if you don't have experience with this cave, it's a good idea to leave everything in your wolf as well, and to only take the grapples in with you. The thick skin will protect you from the cold. Now the trick to getting through this cave is essentially just hug the right wall. The hard part though is that jump that you need the grapple for, but also is these onyx, the bats, as well as the spiders, because they tend to crowd you and they could potentially push you off if they get you in the wrong spot. And since I'm a low level, not high gear, if they start attacking me, there's also a good chance they can kill me. So I'm not sure if they're going to actually aggro on me or not though. I think if I run past, they'll get stuck on the wall. Now this one I'm going to have to kill. Unfortunately, my Ascendant bow, my Ascendant bow actually broke while using it already. So I don't have that, but that's okay. These guys are pretty weak anyways. It's usually a weaker cave, so the creature's not super overpowered. Alright, yeah, I should be fine. Now when you walk up to this next area, guys, you want to be very cautious of the spiders and more bats, because there's a cliff right here. See the spider? There one is, and I don't think there's another one, but you saw how it just ran at me, but it fell into the cliff, so it got an instant death. It's down there, it is dead. But you just want to be careful about it. Now I'm going to go ahead and buy Intense Focus, because I want to get as much experience as possible, and I don't want to forget about it when I'm running out of the cave. Now let's go ahead and go up here. Now it's a good idea to get the note right now, and that way it doesn't alter us later when we're trying to get back, because sometimes that stuff can pop up the window and it totally messes you up with these kind of things. So then we just grapple our way up here though, make sure we're safe, make sure we've landed and aren't hanging. There we go. We're going to try not to aggro that bat over there. Got the artifact, and now let's run back. You can jump this part. I'm going to grapple just to keep it safe, because I've got all my gear on me, and I do not want to redo this. Because if you do jump, you can actually over jump, as you can tell. There we go. We are off. Now we're going to go back. When we're going back, just hug the left side. So on the way in, hug the right. On the way out, hug the left. And we will be out in no time. There we go. And let's see how much experience we're going to get. Nice. So we got a solid like 40,000 experience out of that. There you go. Let's see how many levels that is. 2 more levels. So that puts us at level 73. Now, hear me out. I know the level 73 is not a huge increase from level 51. I get it. We went from 1 to 51 in 15 minutes in part 1. And now we're going from 51 to 73 in about 30 minutes. Yeah, that's a little bit slower and not as big of an increase. I get it. But check it out. At level 73, you can make auto turrets. You can make C4. You're pretty close to making a vault. You're close to the Indie Forge. You're at a decent enough level to where you can now play the game. Okay, which leads us into part 3. For part 3, we need to wait for one of the explored or the survivor weekends, whatever they're called. It's where you get the triple experience and double harvesting. We need to wait for one of those weekends so that we have the triple experience that we can add with the Intense Focus and the Explorer Note for a total of 18 times instead of 12. We're going to use that with Trophy Room and with the Strong Cave to level up all the way to 97. In the meantime, start watching Amber ads. Let's get to over 100 Amber. That will help tremendously, and we can get a better wolf from the Strong Cave. Number 2, start scouting your server. Start playing. Start building a base. Start taming. Start just enjoying the game, because you are a high enough level now. Okay? But we need to wait for one of those weekends, and in the meantime, just play. While you're playing, you will level up. You'll probably be at over level 80 by the time one of those weekends comes around. Okay? Anyways, that's part 2. I'm going to have part 3 out probably about a week after the next Survivor Weekend, so make sure you look out for that. Anyways, though, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash that like button. Let's get to 200 likes. Leave me a comment. Subscribe if you haven't already for future content. Also, follow me on Twitch. I stream once per week for PC Ark, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join the Discord. Let me hear your thoughts. My name is Dark, and I will see you next time.